The total distance d in meters traveled by an object moving in a straight line can be modeled by a quadratic equation that is defined in terms of t, where t is the time in seconds. At a time of 10 seconds, total distance traveled is 50 meters. At a time of 20 seconds, total distance traveled is 200 meters. If the object was a distance of 0 meters when time was 0, then what is the total distance traveled in meters by the object after 30 seconds? So every question has a concept behind it. This one is very, very lenient in that it tells us we need a quadratic function, so we need to model one. Remember, you can model quadratic equations or regressions if you're given 3 points on Desmos, okay? So how many points are we given here? Let's see. At 10 seconds, the distance was 50. At 20 seconds, the distance was 200. And then it caps it off by saying the distance was 0 when time was 0. So we have a third point, 0, 0. To model quadratic regression, you need at least 3 points. We have that, so let's head on over to Desmos and do that. So remember in Desmos, to bring up a table, you can literally type in the words table. It brings up a table and you enter those values. Well, I've already done that. And then the next thing you would do is click on Add Regression. Make sure you're selecting quadratic regression, and there we have our equation. And all you do is copy that equation if you want, drop it in here, Control V, click on the gear to bring up this table, which then we can ask after 30 seconds, what was the height? And you can see that answer to that is 450. And I said if you want, because you could do this manually. We could take the equation that we found and manually plug in 30. So it'd be 0.5 times 30 squared. That's 0.5 times 900. Half of 900 is 450. So if you're going to do it manually, do that. But you have the Desmos option as well. And that's it. So the answer is 450.